Have you ever observed how some people can vanish without causing a stir or attracting notice? They can appear and disappear without anyone noticing. Sigma males are often misinterpreted and given little credit for their unique way of seeing the world. In contrast to their alpha counterparts, who could make a great show of announcing their retirement from the spotlight, Sigma guys quietly and elegantly maintain a low profile. However, what motivates people to blend in with social settings, professional settings, or even personal connections without drawing attention? While it may seem confusing, here are 8 reasons why Sigma males disappear as quietly as they arrive. 1. They feel misunderstood or underestimated. Because they believe no one truly understands them or takes them seriously, many Sigma males vanish. They frequently feel as though no one gets them, whether it's because they think too big or too differently from other people. This can be depressing and isolating, particularly if you're surrounded by narrow-minded individuals who discount your opinions or don't think your words are worthwhile. Imagine attempting to communicate something you are passionate about and receiving criticism or blank looks in return. You could feel discouraged and desire to withdraw and keep your views to yourself as a result. Sigma males frequently have this experience, which is why they frequently decide to vanish. People don't have to defend or explain their opinions to others, especially if they think they won't be understood. It's about preserving their sense of self and averting needless conflict, not about looking for approval or recognition. Disappearing is their way of maintaining their identity and values. They know who they are and what they stand for. They won't squander their time and effort on individuals who are blind to the realities of their prejudices and views. Thus, they decide to spend that time by themselves or with a small group of close friends who share their views. 2. They detest lying and exaggeration. These males back off in large part because they find it intolerable when others lie or exaggerate the situation. Sincerity is fundamental to their connection and is highly valued. Whether they're dating, hanging out with friends, or family. It feels betrayed when someone close to them distorts the facts or embellishes tales. They start to doubt everything that person does or says, wondering if the things they say are true. It's about the broken trust, not simply about not liking falsehoods. They find it difficult to be around the one who betrayed their confidence once it has been lost. They would prefer to retreat in silence and avoid drawing attention to themselves by going missing. They stay away from the drama that could arise from dealing with additional dishonesty or confronting the liar. It would be simpler for them to simply vanish and surround themselves with like-minded individuals who cherish the truth. They need people to be authentic, but they don't need them to be flawless. Rather than attempting to break down the walls created by lies and exaggerations, they just decide to move on. 3. They prefer to maintain a low profile. While Sigma guys could vanish without a trace, there are instances in which they make a deliberate decision to remain hidden. They cherish their independence and privacy, which occasionally entails avoiding the limelight or having all eyes on them. Although they might not be deliberately trying to avoid attention, these people typically have a small group of close friends whom they can rely on. Instead of having a large social circle, they are content to keep things low-key and value the tranquility that comes with not constantly being watched. Being authentic is more important to them than leaving a lasting mark on the world. They avoid needless drama and manage their stress levels by maintaining a low profile. Their style of life frees them from the constant distraction of striving to keep up, allowing them to concentrate on what matters to them. They're just living their lives according to their own rules, they're not attempting to be enigmatic or cryptic. They disappear to maintain their individuality and set limits because they are aware that not everyone will accept or comprehend their decisions. 4. They find the discussion boring or exhausting. Everybody has experienced conversations that seem to go on forever and cover subjects that are boring or even tiresome. Like other Sigma males, they genuinely cherish in-depth conversations and meaningful interactions. They prefer to disappear from conversations that seem shallow or pointless. They are not ill-mannered or uninterested, rather, they look for relationships that are stimulating and thought-provoking. They just move on and spend their time on something more rewarding if the conversation is centered on gossip or subjects they don't find interesting. Conversing with them in ways that deplete their energy or fail to pique their interest is equivalent to squandering a valuable resource. They leave quietly when their beliefs, which they base on the power of words and ideas, do not match the topic at hand. This behavior aims to protect others' well-being and make sure their relationships are truly fulfilling rather than passing judgment on others' interests. They can refocus their concentration on the things that matter to them by discreetly leaving boring or taxing conversations. 5. They try new things. Attempting new things is exhilarating but can also be a little strange if you don't feel like everyone is observing and critiquing everything you do. This is the reason some men would rather work alone, away from prying eyes and those who may not be interested in their success. They adore having the opportunity to pursue new hobbies, interests, and even career options without feeling pressured to justify themselves or fear judgment. They can attempt new things without feeling pushed by others if they vanish. They are free to laugh, fail, succeed, or even give up trying something new. It all comes down to discovering their true passions and identities free from external expectations and labels. They can develop, during this alone time in addition to enjoying pleasure, gain greater self-awareness and strength. They return from these encounters with new knowledge, abilities, and occasionally even a fresh outlook on life. This is when many Sigma guys start to blossom away from society's prying gaze. It's a silent adventure devoid of outside influences, but one that holds great significance for them. 6. They have other priorities. Life can become busy at times, and occasionally some things must be put on hold to manage the balancing act of handling several duties. This is a popular explanation for Sigma guys' disappearances. They have a strong sense of duty, whether it be to their families, careers, or personal objectives. These priorities may need to take a back seat and temporarily withdraw from social interactions when they require more time and attention. Although this may come out as aloof or uninterested to many, it's just their method of effectively allocating their time and resources. Some prefer to vanish rather than provide an explanation because they believe that not everyone respects or understands this. People with Sigma personalities are likely individuals who always seem to have something going on but never disclose it to you. Even if they might not always disclose what they're working on or what's taking up their time, they are nevertheless likely making progress towards their goals. They don't want approval or acknowledgement. They're just protecting their focus by dissipating since that's what matters to them. 7. They don't feel at home. Being different from others usually means you don't fit in well. This also applies to everyone else, as these men simply have a different perspective on the world than most people do. People who are monotonous, predictable, and unduly worried about unimportant things are generally seen as such by Sigma males. They find it difficult to stay current with trends and small conversations. They may feel out of place as a result of this, not feeling like they fit in or belong. Though they might make an effort to fit in and follow the crowd, eventually it gets to be too much for them. Instead of carrying on with their attempts to fake or fit into a mold that isn't designed for them, they would prefer to vanish. Not being antisocial is the issue. It's all about that certain chemistry they have with certain people. Even though they might make an effort to fit in, eventually they'll feel uncomfortable and would rather vanish. They enjoy interacting with others and socializing, but they find it difficult to maintain interest in something when it doesn't feel real and sincere. When individuals can truly connect and be themselves in small groups or one-on-one settings, they perform better. 8. They do not wish to be exploited. These people distance themselves in part because they find it offensive to be taken advantage of. Trust is very important to Sigma guys. It feels bad when someone tries to take more than they give. When someone is simply there to meet their needs, they are aware of it. They simply believe in fairness. If someone consistently asks for favors but never offers assistance in return, it doesn't feel right. It's not about being cruel or self-centered. They would want to stay out of circumstances where they are just considered as helpful rather than as true friends or co-workers. They avoid situations when they feel taken advantage of, which is why they decide to depart discreetly and without creating a commotion. As a result, they may continue to live in peace and not worry about being taken advantage of. They have a keen sense of human nature and can quickly discern when someone is acting dishonestly. They escape the drama and possible hurt that come with being taken advantage of by others by simply vanishing. They don't want to waste their time or energy on people who merely regard them as a means to an end because they respect such things.